Is that air conditioning sound annoying? Why yes. Yes it is. Am I going to turn it off for the quality of the audio in this video and actually be like a decent YouTuber? No, I'm not. You know why? Because it's 10,000 degrees here. LA, what the heck? I thought you were the land of perfect weather. It's almost the end of September. So I have been thinking quite a bit about YouTube and really going on like a nostalgic trip lately. As you know, I kind of have this bad habit of second guessing every little thing that I do on this channel and talking about that a lot. You know, should I do sit down vlogs or like travel vlogs or like, And I think it's because even after doing this for like years and years, I still don't really feel like I found a style that really fulfills me creatively, but also satisfies you, the viewer. And now you're probably like, Chris, believe me, I know this. You talk about this all of the time. I'm sorry, I'm just, Hence, notice that this is literally a sit down video. So, what am I talking about? YouTube trends. Yes, I know that this has been discussed ad nauseum, just stick with me. Pretty much every year some new like video trend appears, you know. You remember when everybody was making tag videos? Or Minecraft playthroughs? And of course, daily vlogs. I feel like you could almost divide each year of YouTube into its own separate era. 2013 YouTube, at least like as it was generally represented, even by YouTube itself, was a lot different than 2014, and that was a lot different than 2015, 2016, etc. And when I say represented by YouTube itself, I mean look at YouTube Rewind for each of those years. Because YouTube Rewind is literally YouTube the company saying, hey, we feel like this is a good representation of the stuff on our platform. In general, if like a big trend that year was not in YouTube Rewind, it was probably because it did not get YouTube's stamp of approval. The YouTube Rewind really shines a spotlight into the type of community that YouTube itself is trying to encourage. Yes, it could also be considered a commercial for YouTube. PewDiePie's already talked about that.
I mean, it's an advertisement. It's an advertisement for YouTube, and that's fine. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but it's sort of like when you realize that it doesn't really become the same thing.
So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to just like go back and really revisit each year of YouTube and the eras and I don't know, give my opinion, I guess. That's what you do on YouTube. 2006 YouTube. I mean, it actually hadn't been around very long. I don't think it really had a major culture.
And that's pretty much all there is to say.
2007 YouTube. See, 2007 YouTube, to me, represents such missed opportunity because I remember some of my cousins actually introduced me to the idea of YouTube, and we filmed a YouTube video together, and that video is lost. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's on YouTube somewhere, uploaded 2007, but I quickly, after we made that video, I thought, well, that was fun, and then promptly ignored it. Crap, who knows how different my life could have been now if I had just kept it up in 2007. Granted, I was also like 12 at the time, so they wouldn't have been very good, but that being said, however, there were a couple times that my father was like sent a YouTube link or something by one of his friends, and then he called the rest of the family over to come watch it. Things like Evolution of Dance, which is the earliest YouTube video I can remember. Or Small is Tall.
Hi, can I get a small vanilla latte, please? Okay, so a tall vanilla latte. No, no, not a tall, just a small, please. So a tall vanilla latte. No, a small? No, they're tall. Not a tall, just a small, please. Not small, tall. She was a very nice lady.
That no one seems to have seen, but to this day, it's the reason I say vente instead of venti.
Well, actually, a large would be a vente. Vente.
2008 YouTube. Now this is, I can't really do this because from 2008 to 2013, I basically just ignored YouTube. I was homeschooled and very, very sheltered, and basically believed that most things on the internet, definitely including YouTube, were bad and to be avoided at all costs. How right I was. I know your experience probably varies, although actually looking at my demographics, it's mostly just homeschooled girls, so around my age, so probably not. But in general, we're just gonna skip ahead to 2013, because 2013 was the year that I did start to get into YouTube. And it was all thanks to my friend, Andrew. Now, if you've been watching me for really any length of time, you probably know who he is. Andrew is my best friend in my life and has been my best friend for the longest amount of time of any of my friends, really. We met almost on his 13th birthday, and I mean, now I'm 22, so do the math yourself. 'Cause I'm lazy. And I don't really want to expend the mental effort to do the math right now, so I'm passing the burden on to you. He had been telling me for a couple days about this song that he heard on YouTube that he could not get out of his head, and it was called The Hair Song by these strange two dudes on YouTube named Rhett and Link.
My hair goes up, my hair goes down, my hair goes up, my hair goes down.
Now, of course, we were too young to have phones, so we couldn't, like, look it up right then and there. He had to show me the next time that I was at his house. And I thought it was okay. I thought it was fun. I thought it was catchy. But I was still scared of YouTube. That is until he introduced me to another Rhett and Link video. Yeah, literally the video that got me hooked on YouTube was a promotion for Good Mythical Morning. That was what got me to actually pay attention and write down the name Rhett and Link to look up later. And I did. And then I discovered they had more videos. And I slowly but surely got absolutely hooked. But only in the bubble of Rhett and Link. In my terrified of the internet mindset, they were the only safe bubble in the rest of the world of YouTube that was scary and evil and was going to, I don't know, the YouTubers were gonna find out where I live and then come stalk me. I was terrified to even leave a comment. And that was it. When I thought YouTube, I only thought Rhett and Link. It's kind of like how I have only ever in my life gotten one thing from In-N-Out. And so when someone like mentions the word In-N-Out, the flavor that I taste in my mouth is very specific because to me, the two are basically synonymous. That was how I am with Rhett and Link. That is until one night when his mother was driving me to his house for a sleepover. And she mentioned, oh, have you shown Chris that new YouTube channel we just found? Oh, what was it called? It was like Slimy Fox?
So I'm in college now, but before that, I was...
You definitely know who Blind Cow is. And fun fact, my first thought on watching that video was, he's too loud and he sounds angry. I didn't really enjoy that. I'm not gonna look it up later. Ugh. Welp! I quite literally owe my whole YouTube experience to Blind Cow. As a like maker of videos. As my first videos I made were actually parodies of Messy Mondays that I called Messianic Mondays. And Josh somehow found one and watched it and thought it was hilarious and gave me a shout out. And welp! Although I guess yes, technically it was Kevin that gave me the recommendation to make this channel, so there you are, Kevin. I didn't forget about you. And that all happened in 2014. 2014 was the year that I actually started to really delve into YouTube culture. And I miss it. And that is because I really appreciate the style, I guess, that was going on in the YouTubers that I watched around that era. You know, DSLRs were first really getting big. Like, everybody started using a DSLR to make their videos. And so the aesthetic, if you will, was very bright and well lit and clean. And I really, that's me. That's my aesthetic. I mean, heck, look at this. YouTubers like, obviously, Evan Edinger.
It's jumper weather, that's right.
Wheezy Waiter.
For instance, what goes up must come down. True, depending on your definition of up or down and your orientation, how massive the thing that you're throwing is and how hard you throw it.
So that is, I really appreciated that. Now, let's talk 2015. 2015 YouTube! Because 2015 was the year that I started really looking forward to the YouTube Rewind. I really gotten into YouTube culture and I thought, like, I cannot wait to get all of the jokes that I didn't really get in the 2014 YouTube Rewind. And then it came out and I basically understood none of it. But it kind of appeared to me, again, just based on like my experience with YouTube, that while 2014 was very bright and clean and airy, 2015 started to get more dark and colorful. YouTubers would make more videos at night with those cool, like glowy, colorful LEDs, you know, the ones I'm talking about, that I actually experimented with for a little bit, but then it ultimately decided it really didn't match the aesthetic I was going for. Anyway, now flash forward to 2016. 2016 was quite the year. It was the year that I moved here to LA. Holy crap, I've been here for 2 years. Casey Neistat was really driving home the point that you have to upload every day.
YouTube isn't Hollywood. I'm not Stanley Kubrick. You can't succeed here if you're uploading once a month.
And the algorithm started to really favor that idea. So I saw a lot of my favorite YouTubers try out new styles. Well, one new style. Vlogging.
Beard lovers, as you can tell if you watched my last video, I have been bored and tired. It's time for a change up, and that's what I'm gonna try to do today, okay? I'm gonna try to bust out of that box.
Which I was, and definitely am, still very much in support of. I absolutely am in favor of experimenting creatively and trying out new styles and just like pushing yourself creatively, especially when you have been making the same style of video for years and years and years. But speaking as someone who did actively daily vlog for a full year, there is one slight problem with daily vlogging, and that is because it is so real, you don't really have a lot of control over the lighting or the audio quality. Because the thing with these kind of sit-down vlogs is that everything is perfect, right? They sound amazing because I am using a microphone right here, and they look pretty decent because I have lighting equipment set up. But when you're daily vlogging, the camera is constantly moving around, you don't have time to do anything, it's very real and raw. Real life lighting isn't amazing, you know, the sound isn't awesome because you're recording in like hallways or echoey rooms or whatever. It's very raw. Again, do I think this is a bad thing? Absolutely not. I really appreciate the variety that was added to like the YouTube in general. But there does come a point where, especially a YouTuber like me, who had kind of prided himself on making decently good-looking videos, when you have no control over how good a video looks, and your name is plastered all over it, right? Your branding. A really good example of this, I think, is Wheezy Waiter. You know, watching his channel evolution has been very interesting because he does have like specific pockets, right? He had when he was in his apartment, and it was like skit-based humor, right?
Welcome to another episode of Wheezy Waiter. Hooray! I hate you! Ooh, that was a gaffe. Big time gaffe. Probably shouldn't have had Hateful Clown write the intro speech. You know what? I hate you, and I hate your criticism. Probably shouldn't have gave him an exploding pen either. Wheezy Waiter!
And like, you know, like these talking videos, right? The camera was locked down. And then once he moved and he felt kind of creatively constrained by making that same kind of video every day, he started doing daily vlogs.
I've been getting sleepy. I've been getting in a routine, and I just haven't been having as much fun lately. I need to start taking steps to challenge myself, getting out of my friggin' routine. I thought I did that a few weeks ago, but I just went into an old routine. I need to keep challenging myself.
But eventually he settled more into his current style, which I don't really know how to describe. It's more fact-based than like humor, but still really good. I mean, I absolutely love that guy. Please give him love. And I think it is really interesting to watch like that, like the evolution of people's, I guess, brands, because these are basically brands, right? But when it's a brand controlled by one person and it's fully a result of their creative endeavors, it's really interesting. You know, for a while, when you thought like pun diddly me, it was, you know, these kind of where I was standing up and the camera was locked down and I was talking to it. And you see, I'm one of those people that cannot exercise without jamming out to music. I'm talking full on Rocky mode. And then that changed more to daily vlogs, and now it's kind of this weird mix. But now I'm really trying to draw inspiration from what got me started in the first place. 2014, when it was like super personal, you know? And most videos were like telling stories or tags or just having fun. Because at the end of the day, that is like my goal with all of this, right? I don't want to do it if I don't want to do it. And I think that really being consistent to that, it makes me more honest, because that means if you see a video, you know that I wanted to do that. And I think that just like that honesty really is a good thing. But I don't know. I don't know, what are your thoughts on this? What was your favorite like era of YouTube and why? And obviously, yeah, I used Wheezy Waiter as an example, but what's someone you can think of that you've really been watching they reinvent their channel, if you will? Maybe PewDiePie is another really good example of this. But believe me, people have talked about PewDiePie reinventing himself over and over, so I won't get into that now. I don't know, I think it's interesting to see how each person's experience with the culture of YouTube has been different, but also like, we're all in this together. We are the culture of YouTube, and every one of our experiences make up a bit of the culture itself. Stay positive. That's right, I'm still using the outro!